Welcome to Tech Savvy and Happy New Year. I'm Leigh Newman and I am the Associate Provost at the LaGrange campus of West Georgia Technical College. We had a great year last year. We had a lot of fun guest stars on our episodes and we really covered a lot of area. So we're going to start this new year with a real exciting program. We have Seth Massey here today and he's our brand new automotive instructor. And he's got so many exciting plans and so much fun stuff for his students and for the community that he wants to tell us all about it today. Seth, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for
we
inviting me.
appreciate so much your time and coming today. We're so excited about having you on campus. You're brand new. You've got lots of good ideas, lots of new and exciting opportunities for your students, and we want to hear about them today, okay?
Okay.
All right, well tell us about yourself. Where have you been? Where'd you grow up? Tell me about your family, your school, all that.
I grew up in Stockbridge, Georgia. It was my dad and my brother and myself. You know, my grandparents helped raise me. My parents got divorced when I was young. Got into cars. I did my first oil change on the car when I was 6. I got into it really young.
Did you have a ladder or something so you could look in?
No, I laid under my dad's truck.
Okay.
And we've always been big NASCAR fans.
Mm-hmm.
We've only missed 3 races in Atlanta since I was 2. We go to Talladega every once in a while, Daytona. I mean, we're big car people.
Mm-hmm. It's in your blood.
It's in my blood. They didn't offer automotive at my high school, so I wasn't really too involved in anything at my high school. After I graduated high school, I started working for a local cable company and decided I was like, I'm gonna go back to school. And my wife, who I was dating at the time, had talked me into going back. She was, why don't you go back for cars since you always like cars?
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, if I could find a school that has something to do with automobiles, I'd go. And she was going to University of West Georgia, so I decided, check out West Georgia Tech. And they had a good automotive program up there. The instructors were real helpful. And about halfway through the automotive program, I was like, I'd like to help out people the way that they've been helping me out. I'd like to be an instructor one day. Graduated class of 2011, went to work in the field. Worked at a couple shops for a year or so and got my Master Tech certification. Called one of my instructors and he said, they have a position open down to the LaGrange campus. Why don't you apply for it? I said, okay, I'll look into it. So I looked into it and applied for it and here I am.
We're so glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
It is such an important program on campus. We've got a lot of students that are very interested in it. And obviously, we have a few cars around the community.
Yeah.
And we have brand new ones. We have ones that are in process,
Mm-hmm.
ones that need a lot of attention too. So you're right in the right spot.
Yeah, people are always going to need mechanics.
Yes.
So
Yes. Everybody needs a car. Can you
Everybody
imagine
needs a car.
life without a car?
It'd be hard to get around.
How many do you have?
I have around 10 in the family.
Okay, but
So.
you work on all of them?
Yes.
And you have a race car too.
Yes, I have a 79 Camaro Z28 drag car that I acquired and I'm building at the moment to run at some local drag strips and just a way for me and my family to get together and have fun, just spend time together.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So what you know and what you've learned and what you've experienced is so much more valuable than just what you learned in classes, right?
Right.
And you want to be able to share that information and that
Yes.
experience.
I have the field service. I know what it's like to be in the field when there is work, what it's like to be in the field when there's not work. And I could help students out, letting them know what they could do to improve themselves or, to improve the quality of work in order to get people to come back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, with all the technical advances in cars, automobiles, trucks, how do you keep up with that information? How do you stay ahead of the game?
It's difficult to stay ahead of the game with different car manufacturers having different systems in their cars. Scan tools, you have to have the most up-to-date scan tools, and most every shop has a scan tool. If not, you could get one. But West Georgia Technical College We've got most everything you need in order to diagnose a vehicle properly. You know, we'll train you on all the new scan tools. We have the newest equipment.
Tell me what a scan tool is.
The little check engine light that's on your car, when it comes on, that indicates a problem. When you take it to the shop, they hook a scan tool up to your car, and it basically tells you what the code is, when the code faulted, and
a code says, like, you got a faulty O2 sensor.
Right, like you have an O2 sensor code, like a 0174, 0171, misfire monitors, a P0300 through 308.
I have that all the time.
Yeah, so it's the scan tools help the technician diagnose the problem and come up with a way to fix it.
That to me makes it like, okay, you know, used to a mechanic took 2 and 3 and 4 days trying to just figure out what the problem is.
Right.
This is kind of cutting around that.
Yeah,
little,
this
there's a
simplifies
little cheating
the
involved
process.
in there.
Yeah, it helps the technician a lot. There's no
Yeah.
more guesswork to it.
And I guess you get instructions on what to do if this light comes up.
Right. We have All Data and Shopkey and Mitchell, which are service information and repair information. It gives you a flow chart on the processes to take, you know, to check these different things, and it shows you how to check them in order to make sure everything's working correctly.
Or fixing it, yeah. Well, you know, it sounds simple, but there's so many things that you probably need to know before you get to that point, right?
Right.
Like, tell me what are some of the foundation skills that you make sure that your students know before they get to that level?
Basic hand tools, you know, they have to know basic hand tools in order to work on anything. We go through, there's 9 different courses, 9 different automotive courses, and there's Introduction to Automotive, which goes through the hand tools. Each course, we give them the foundations that they need in order to be an entry-level technician at any shop. Diagnostic skills, ways to make life easier when you're working on an automobile, what to do if you run into a problem, you know, who you would need to go talk to and how to get around the problem, how to fix it.
And I guess, too, now something that you have that mechanics from old don't have is access to the internet. I mean, if you have issues with certain models of cars and their system and their electric windows not working and you can't figure out, you could go to the internet and...
Right, there's all sorts of forums on there, you know, you could go on there to look up information to help you out. Mitchell, All Data, and Shopkey are on the internet. Those are the 3 service information guides. And they are a huge help. You know, I'd be lying if I sat here and told you I never used it before.
Of course.
When I first started off in the field, that was my main thing. Every job I did, I went and looked up the service information, and it gives you step-by-step procedures on how to fix it, on how to take the parts off, diagnose it, and put them back together. And once you do those jobs a couple times, you figure out it comes natural, and you figure out ways to make it quicker.
Right.
You know, the faster you work, the more money you make.
Yes.
But you also have to worry about the quality of your work.
Right. And you don't want these people to come back with the same problem.
Right. You don't want them. You want them to come back with a different problem, and they want to see you. You don't want them to come back with the same problem, because when they do, you know,
they
you lose
will
the
come
money.
see you.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I guess you work real closely with, or have you gotten to know and developed communication and relationships with the local?
I've been around since I'm new. I haven't really had a chance to sit down and talk with a bunch of local shops or local dealerships, but I have been around, introduced myself to them.
Good.
We're going to be having an open house day in the spring to invite people to come out and look at the program. We're going to have a dyno day where people can come run their cars on the dyno. And
tell me, please, what a dyno is.
It's a chassis dynamometer. It measures horsepower, torque. Ours can measure quarter-mile times. It does drivability cycles. Like whenever say you have a check engine light on in your car, and they say, you know, you need to drive the car for 100 miles to get it to reset, then before you have the emissions tested again if you need emissions. The dyno is a good way of doing it. Put the car on the dyno and you can sit in one spot, do the drivability cycle. And then also, if you have a problem with the vehicle, you need to take it on the road, normally you have to have 2 technicians, one to drive the vehicle, one to look at the scan tool. Whereas as a dyno, you can back it on there and drive it, you only need 1 person.
Right.
So we'll have that open house. People from the community are going to be there. I'm going to try to start getting out to some car shows and some swap meets and getting the word out about the program.
Good. That's the key, is to get the word out. I think that another thing that we offer is live work. Explain to me how that works.
Live work is, for our students, it's basically hands-on training. You know, that people bring their cars in, you know, instructors and students bring their cars in with real problems, and I will get the students out there, and they have to diagnose the problem, tell me what parts they need. They have to write up a repair order. I'll get the parts for them, and then they have to do the work on the vehicles. You know, it's basically real-world hands-on training, not in the field, but in the lab area, to where they have an instructor they can come ask, you know, what do I do if this happens, or you know, this is going on with it. What do I need to do? Or
you can stop them if they're going in the wrong direction.
Right. So you know, you don't need to do that. You know, try this way first.
Or look at this instead.
Right.
Take a different approach on it. Well, it's exciting.
Yes.
Of course, I know nothing about cars except you put the key in it and you crank it up. And if it doesn't do that, I go ballistic. I just know that there's a reason, a bad reason underneath there.
90% of people, you know, don't know much information about automobiles.
Right.
You know, there's some people out there that surprise me. You know, my wife, when we first got together, she didn't know anything about cars.
Now she's heard you enough to talk about
it.
Now
she's heard me enough, and I talk about it, and she goes, I know what you're talking about. She goes,
that's kind of scary.
So.
Yes. Well, it's time to take a little short break, and what we'll do is we'll come back in a few minutes, and we'll talk to Seth some more about all his exciting toys that he has in his lab. We will see you in a few minutes. Welcome back to Tech Savvy. My name's Leigh Newman. I'm Associate Provost at the LaGrange campus of West Georgia Technical College. And we're very fortunate today to have our automotive instructor, Seth Massey, here. And he's telling us all the details about his program, what he's offering, what he prepares students for, and our graduates are able to do when they completed the program. And Seth, we were just talking about how do we keep ahead of the game? How do our students come out so that they're extremely valuable to their employers, their future employers? What's the key on that?
We have new state-of-the-art technology that some shops that I've been to in LaGrange don't have yet. So the kids are being trained on new machines, new technology, everything's up to date. We have a Hunter Hawkeye alignment machine that's state-of-the-art.
That lines up the wheels?
Yes. That does the alignment. It also tell you if the chassis is bent. You know, like if a car's been in an accident or something that's not able to be aligned, it could tell us that.
Can you fix that?
We can't right yet. We're in the process of getting an automotive refinishing.
refinishing
Right,
and,
right.
okay,
That would be something a
that
little bit down the road that we're
program
working
would
on.
do, right, right.
We have the brand new Hunter tire machine, Hunter road force balancer.
What does that do?
The tire machine is what what they would use to change tires with. I could take the old tire off and put a new one on. This one's state of the art. It's got, you could mount up to I think a 26-inch wheel with a very low profile tire, about a 25 profile tire, which the sidewall's about like that.
Like a, all right, so the tire's round.
Right.
And it's 26 inches
26 inches tall.
tall.
Right.
And it's that thin?
The tires are about this thick. So the sidewall, the part where the letters are on the side, are about like that for a 25 series tire.
What would you need a tire like that for?
Some people like them.
It's no particular,
No
like,
particular reason. Like nothing factory comes with 26s. I think the biggest wheels you can see on a factory vehicle are 22s, like on a Cadillac or something like that. But this tire machine can knock them out, no problem.
that means you can you put up the car, you don't have to unscrew the little.
Yeah, you take the wheel off and take it over to the tire machine and set it up. And you know, the students have to do a little bit of work, the technicians do work. But this makes it so much easier. There's two wheels, one on top, one on bottom, that actually will pinch the bead down to get it off.
Pinch the bead.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a technical term.
It sounds like it. I mean, it's over my head, but it just sounds like it's such a, I don't know, exciting project. I mean, you know, it's something different. Every time a new car comes in or another car comes in, it's something new to do.
Different problems, you know, and the students will learn about different problems and ways to diagnose them. The Hunter road force balancer actually puts a tire on a drum and measures the force of it, so it's balanced more equally.
So
And
when you
so
say
it
the
doesn't-
force, like the air inside of it?
Well, the amount of the pressure of the air inside of it when the tire is on the road. Anytime they balance a tire at some tire stores, they stick it on the balancer and it just free spins. This puts a drum against the tire and it will spin and actually measure the force to tell you if you need to twist the tire a little more to get the least amount of weight on the wheel as possible.
So that'd keep it from wearing on in the inside or wearing on the outside?
That would be the alignment.
That would be the
That would
alignment,
be what the
okay.
Hawkeye machine does. It extends the life of the tires, you know. If
Tires are expensive.
tires are very expensive.
I mean, that's one of those expenses that you just can't show off, you know, if you spend that kind of money on it.
Yeah. We've got a Hunter on-car brake lathe, which that turns the rotors on the vehicle so the technician doesn't have to pull them off. Saves time, saves money. You know, the faster you work, the more money you make.
The more cars
So,
that come in,
right. So instead of the technician having to pull the rotor off the vehicle, walk it over to the brake lathe machine and calibrate it and get everything set up, they can just stick this on there, set it up, push a button, and walk away.
Do you know, I almost understand all that.
Come by the shop one time.
I
I'll show you.
am. I can't wait. I might sign up for your classes.
Go
You
for
know? Of course, that's got to come in behind the PLC programs that I'm going to say.
Right.
But that sounds like, I mean, our students, when they graduate, are going to know more than a lot of the people that are out in the field.
They will be prepared to have an entry-level position, but they will have the knowledge of a master technician.
All right, master technician, that sounds like a certification to me.
That is a certification. It's an Automotive Service Excellence certification.
Okay, tell me about that.
It's basically a way to improve yourself. An entry-level technician makes between $14, $15 an hour.
That's good.
Every ASC certification you make will give you a bump in pay, like a grade higher in pay. An ASE master technician will make between $20 to $25 an hour.
That's much better.
Right.
How long does it take you to get this certification?
Well, I am pushing for the students to take certifications while they're in school.
Right.
Because you have to have 2 years of work experience to be certified. But the technical program, I believe, counts for a year of work experience in the ASC certification field. So you would only need 1 year of work experience in the field.
Right. So that would save somebody a lot of time.
Right. Save them a lot of time and they can start earning more money, you know, quicker.
Right, when they graduate.
There's 8 fields in the ASC certification to be master tech. There's also the A9, which is light diesel and hybrids, and then some big shops like Pep Boys and Goodyear, they'll actually pay for the technicians to take the test.
It's that valuable.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want everyone to know they have the best people working on their customers' cars.
And there are no cars off limits for them.
No cars off limits.
Because they've got the certifications.
They have the certifications, they can work on anything.
That is awesome, and we'll be able to provide the training to prepare them for these.
Right. That's what the automotive program is doing. It's giving the students a basic knowledge of automobiles and also preparing them to take the ASE test. The curriculum that we have is actually based off of each certification area, A1 through A8.
Certification areas like brakes and transmission and
engine repair, engine performance, automatics, manuals, suspension and steering, brakes, heating and air.
Well, I mean, you need to know about all those things
Right.
if you're going to work on a car.
They will have bumper to bumper.
That is impressive, and that's what our graduates will be able to do.
Right.
Well, all right. You told me early on you started doing stuff with the car at 6. I'm thinking, okay, if I'm in high school and I just can't figure out what I want to do, give me some characteristics of someone that needs to look into this particular area.
Anyone who likes to work with their hands would be a good technician. We could train them to be a good technician. Anyone who likes cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, basically anything that moves. Anyone who likes to work on things, create things. You know, there's all sorts of jobs in the automotive field, whether it be repair, body repair, you could do automotive design, customization. You know, I know people who have graduated from the program who have hot rod shops that custom build cars. You know,
that have like Mustangs and
Mustangs
and
Camaros and Challengers, and you know, they custom build these cars.
Right. A Challenger is like what the state patrolmen drive now, right?
Those are Chargers.
Those are Chargers.
Those are Chargers.
Okay.
The Challengers are the two-door cars that you see. Yeah.
Oh. Well, my dream car is a red and black Mustang convertible.
Mine's a blue and white 69 RSSS Camaro. I've built it in my head so many times.
What color?
Blue.
Okay. Baby blue or navy blue?
It's the metallic blue from 69 with the white rally stripes.
Ooh.
Black leather interior.
Oh, but it's not a convertible.
Nah, I'm not much of a convertible person.
Well, when I grow up, that's what I'm gonna.
When I grow up, I'm gonna have one too.
That's what
That'll
I'm gonna have.
probably be my midlife crisis car.
Well, I've already missed the midlife times. But when I grow up, I'm definitely gonna get a red Mustang.
Right.
So we're talking about the characteristics of a potential student of yours, hands-on, as opposed to sit still in a classroom.
Right. There will be some classroom material we would go over, but I'm going to try my best to get live work in the shop. You know, most automotive technicians that you find learn with their hands. They learn by doing. You know, they don't learn by sitting and reading something. You know, they have to be out there to do it to learn it. And so I'm going to push that as much as I can in order to get more live work in so the students are able to learn more things.
Right.
Kia donated a Sorento to us when they first opened their plant down there. And we're going to be using that as a tool to show the students new technology, magnetic ride control adjustments on new Cadillacs.
Good.
We're gonna go through pretty much everything.
Right.
You know, when they get out, I'm gonna give them my education. Is what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna teach them what not to do because you learned how the wrong way.
I learned the hard way.
Yeah, that to me is the best way to teach people.
Right.
There's no doubt about it. So if we have viewers out there that are interested in using your live work program, what do they need to do? Just give us a call?
Yeah, they could give the school a call. You could get in touch with me at the automotive department. Come in and we could discuss what the problems are with the vehicle and see when we'll be able to work on it.
And probably at a reduced price too.
Right. The shop fee is $60.
Oh, well, That
So,
sounds good.
Instead of you paying the technician or paying somewhere $700-800 to do something for your vehicle, you know, you come in, pay the shop fee.
And then you'll have to pay for the parts
right,
and all
pay
that.
for the parts, and the students will be doing the work.
I think that is awesome. That is awesome. Well, Seth, we're done. We've run out of time. It's been fun having you here. I really want to have a on-site, let's go to the automotive lab and let's show off all our equipment. So will you let us do that?
We will do it.
That would be fun.
I'd like to have y'all out there when we do our open house day.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And I want to watch students and see, I want to see how they do and how they react to all this fun stuff.
Right.
Thank you very much for joining us today in our episode for Tech Savvy. Please visit us on our website, www.westgatech.edu, if you have any questions, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.